Hi, I want to welcome you to this update for Thursday, July 7, 2022, here at First Presbyterian Church of Birmingham, Everybody's Church. And I had the mask on, and now I'm taking it off, just as a reminder that the COVID policy that we've had over the last 24, 25 months is no longer in effect. And so each of you can make the choice as to how you feel comfortable. You can come to church masked or unmasked, and this is actually at both services, both 8:30 and 10 a.m. So again, masking is your choice. Now, that having been said, I want to say a huge thank you. I want to say thank you to the Reopening Committee. The Reopening Committee consisted of Doctors Peter Miller and Elise Wallace, and Elders Don Howe, Barbara Russell, and Mark Cuny. And then, of course, Sarah Merton, who was our COVID coordinator for the last 26 months. This team has been meeting for 27 months. Since the very beginning of the pandemic, they have helped to keep us safe here at Everybody's Church. Though many of you got COVID, I don't believe any of you got it here. They helped guide us through this, and Sarah was always around to help us figure out how to implement what the Reopening Committee recommended and the session approved. Remember, we are Presbyterians. The session always approved. The Reopening Committee only recommended, but they did a great job. Now, a couple of other things coming up. The ball game at Jimmy John's Field. We still have tickets left. That's on the 29th. You need to sign up by the 15th, so another week or so. And $16.50 gets you a ticket, gets you dinner, gets you parking. Hey, you can't even buy a hot dog at Tiger Stadium for that price. So go online, sign up, and join us out there. Children's Sunday School is up and running this summer. Families, bring your kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, friends. Wonderful Sunday School program planned on nice days. They'll be outside for Sunday School, enjoying the out of doors. And for the little ones, if you want to keep them in worship, know that Play Church, which I showed you last week over in the lounge, is always available. You can watch the service and your kids can play and play at church. So next, social media. Many of you may not know, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, and the link should be in the weekly email. And I'll try and put them in the description of this video on YouTube. We also have a YouTube page. And many of you may not be aware of that. We have a YouTube page, has all our solos and sermons. It has our worship services. It has these updates. It has some of the classes that I teach, as well as other wonderful videos. So you can check us out there too. Now, the Presbyterian teachable moment. One of the things we Presbyterians are known for is doing things decently and in order. And in order to do that, we actually have a constitution. Our constitution comes in two parts. First is the Book of Confessions, which I will talk about next week. The second is the Book of Order. The Book of Order are the sort of rules and regulations that help guide sessions, congregations, presbyteries, the denomination in doing their work. Now, the Book of Order is divided into four parts. The first is the foundations of government. It gives the basic foundational ideas, concepts of why we do what we do, and they're historically rooted. And if you were to read those, you would really understand how the whole thing works. So the foundations of government. The second is the form of government. These are the actual rules. And it tells you who can be ordained, how can they be ordained. It tells how congregations come together. It just lays out all sorts of things in it. And there's a video up online that tells you more about this. But it's really the governmental structure and how that works. The next part is the directory for worship. This tells us how we should worship, what should be in worship, what are the possible things. Should we have a prayer of confession? Should we have hymns? Should we do laying on of hands? So how do we do that? When do we do that? And so it's a beautifully written piece. If you want to know more about worship, you can go and look at that. And by the way, these are all of the Book of Order is available for free download from the Presbyterian Church USA website if any of you are interested in reading more and knowing more. The last part of the Book of Order are the rules of discipline. And it's probably the largest portion of the Book of Order. The rules of discipline are intended for two things. Actually, for one thing, they're intended for restoration. They are intended to be used to protect individuals from the power of the church and the church from the power of individuals. What I mean by that is that if someone in the church is accused of something, there are rules as to how we investigate it, how we deal with that issue. And so it helps protect the individual, but at the same time, there are also rules that help protect the church. Because as we've all seen in the news, there have been predatory cases of pastors and other church leaders in other denominations have come to the fore. Roman Catholic Church, Southern Baptist Church. They've happened in the Presbyterian Church as well. And so the rules of discipline help us to deal with those in an orderly and meaningful way. So now you know a little bit more about being a Presbyterian, that we have two parts to our Constitution, Book of Confessions and the Book of Order. And I'll talk about the Book of Confessions next week. So here is my phone number, 210-508-0184, 210-508-0184. If you need anything, text me, give me a call. Would love to visit, chat, have coffee. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a beautiful day today. So I hope you will get out, enjoy some of this day, and be grateful. Be grateful for all that we have, all that we've been given by a loving and gracious God. May God's blessings be on you now and always.